It's time to strap in and get ready. The leaders in AFL Supercoach are incoming, helping you win your leagues and climb up the rankings. You're now listening to the Insight AFL Show with your hosts, Big Horse, Skiddy, and Herbie.
G'day and welcome to the Insight AFL Show. I'm your host, the Supercoach Big Horse, and with me, as always, stubby in hand, Skiddy. How are you, mate?
I'm fantastic, Big Horse. Yes, sir. We finally get 9 games of AFL back on this week. No more of that buy-round bullshit. Thank God. And earlier time today, because we have a game on tonight. So
yeah, we do.
We're going to smack through this shit.
There's a bit going on, isn't there? But we'll try and get through it as quickly as we can for the viewers at home, for those of you listening on all good audio platforms. But today we are reviewing round 7, and you're not going to want to miss our trade-in targets, who we think we're fading, who we think you should sell, and some hot news that we have received exclusively here at the Insight AFL team. But if you haven't yet, please hit like, subscribe, and the bell, be a triple banger. And of course, jump in our Discord. Insight Unlimited is live, and for less than 50 cents a week, you get access to everything that we do. Our insights, our trades, our captains, exclusive Q&A content, every round of Supercoach, and a few other cool perks. If you just want to join our Discord and just talk footy, it's for free. And there's plenty of like-minded people in there that love chewing the fat, especially old golden tonsils Philly. Our Unlimited League, 913351. I repeat, 913351. A Supercoach Champions ring is on offer for the winner of that league, thanks to the guys at Supercoach Rings. Now, we have some news that is hot off the presser that we've received basically anywhere. The first anywhere.
5 minutes.
It's time for some news from around the league.
So, it involves Tim English.
The Tingles.
Tim English, in the last couple of days, and it's only just been confirmed this afternoon, that he has purchased a house in Perth.
Oh.
He has signed up at a local golf club as a full-paying member.
Oh.
We are spitting facts here. It is all factually correct.
Mm-hmm.
The next move is we think he's on the way to Perth.
Well, mate, it's obviously, we're connecting the dots here a bit, but you don't go sign up to one of the best golf courses in Perth if you're not going to be using that all year round. You know what I mean? He's an avid golfer. So
he is.
Connect the dots here, mate. It could be Tingles to the Eagles. And I imagine Tingles and Harley Reid together.
Holy. So our who will remain nameless but has been spot on with everything going on in Perth of recent times has reported that this is factually correct. He has bought a house. He is a full paying member at a private golf course in Perth, and that he is looking to take that next year, his talents into Perth. And with Freo being almost at the cap and the Eagles having a bit of cap room to play with next year, we believe he'll be on the West Coast Eagles list next year.
Now, look, is there a chance that he's bought a house because the prices over there for a house are dirt cheap? Possibly. Maybe the Eagle, maybe like people over in WA were sweetening the deal and just giving him a cheaper golf membership? Maybe. But come on.
He is from Perth. He has reported a couple of years ago as wanting to have gone home, but the Dogs re-upped him and he's stalling on a new deal. So here we are connecting the dots. But that's enough about English, because we'll talk about him in the Western Bulldogs team.
Yes,
Let's talk about our squeeze of the week.
Squeezy's now open. Get yourselves in.
The squeeze is open.
Squeeze of the week. Get your chance to win a beautiful prize pack courtesy of the Standard Squeeze. That would include this beautiful 4-in-1. That is warm coffee in the morning, cold beers at night. Absolutely delicious, delightful, fantastic with a few other good prizes like Horse has there. The squeeze pack, put your standards in there and get the perfect amount of a shot in each, which is fantastic, which is really good for me and you, Horse, because, sometimes we like to overshot a little bit accidentally. So perfect for people like us.
Absolutely, mate. What do people need to do to enter?
Oh, mate, all you got to do is just guess who you think is going to get the highest Supercoach score of this round. You can type it into the YouTube chat. You can type it into the chat after it goes live, or you can put it in our Discord. We do have a server there for just the squeeze of the week guesses. I don't even have to open it up. The boys are already on it. There's already squeeze guesses coming in. So hopefully one of you lads can get in there and win it.
And if there's two people with the same name and same number, it is the first person that puts up their guess are the winners for the week. Entries will close at the first bounce of Richmond and Melbourne in approximately an hour 10 time. Now, we're going to get through the games as quickly as we can tonight. Yes. But our sponsor, right from the start, our good friends at the Standard Squeeze, will bring you all these games who are helping you drink responsibly and conveniently. You can go to the website, thestandardsqueeze.com, and use the code IFS15 to get yourself 15% off everything in store. Now, tonight, Melbourne take on the Tigers. You just VC and gone?
I think VC on Gorn or Dacos are my two that I would I'd be looking at to VC. But he's been fantastic, well rested, looks prime. We know that Richmond obviously have Nank that can shut it down a little bit, but Neesmith also in there. Gorn can actually do some work. I think I don't think it's going to matter that much. Gorn's still going to probably score about 130 odd. Yeah, and we'll be very happy with that.
I did have some numbers against Nankervis. I'll just quickly find
174, I believe, was the last time out that he versed Nank.
Yep. They brought in Naismith to try and curtail him a little bit, but his last 10 games against Melbourne, plays for Melbourne against Richmond, 138, 113, 162, 82, where he was hurt.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, we've lost the horse. His lights have gone out. It's all done. He has dropped. This is unbelievable. Righto. Well, I guess I'm going to have to buffer until he gets his. I'm guessing that's a power outage. So good fun there. I'm going to read through it and see how I go doing this. It's not going to be great, but that's all right. As Suv said, Nank didn't play in the 174. That is absolutely correct. But he also, as Horse was saying, has had big scores before that as well against Nank. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But I think the VC option there is a good option there. We could look at Christian Petrarca. He is currently 623K. He has a break even of 157. He could be a pickup this week if you want to go, but he could be down closer to 600 after this week if he doesn't make his 159 break even. I appreciate you guys in the chat. Love all you boys. And no, I do not got this, but we'll see how we go anyway. Clayton Oliver. Now, this is one that I want to bring up. He's 502K currently. He has a break even of 160. Now, we're all waiting to watch how he goes with his game coming back. We know he's had the finger surgery as well now. They're reporting everything went well, but we don't know the extent of how this is going to come because he was super hesitant and super cautious when it came to him actually wanting to go for the ball, and his contested possessions went lower, which really influenced it. We noticed Goody then sent him forward, so I don't know how much I'm going to be expecting him out of tonight. I don't think he has any chance of making the 160, even with Richmond's depleted midfield stocks. So I am still going to be waiting, but I'm starting to lose a little bit of faith in Clary until he's 100%. Howes. 226K, break even to 21. And it's unbelievable that he is still able to be a hold in our teams because we were looking at getting rid of him weeks ago when Stephen May was out. And now, what do you know? Still there and still viable to make some coin this week. So I'd say we just keep holding, but definitely don't pick him up if you don't have him. He's not that high of a scorer to be able to worry about that. Caleb Windsor, 251K, break even of 45. Look, boys, it was a move on a couple of weeks ago. If you still have him, I'm sorry, but no, it's sell time. It's his time on the wing is just not enough impact to be able to get massive scores for us. I would rather, other guys around that area than holding on to Caleb Windsor. Tajwa Woden, though, very interesting one here with the lack of players and downgrades that we have available for us. He's currently 136k forward defender. He has a break even of 31. If he stops being a sub, then he genuinely... There we go. Bloody hell. Don't you dare do that to me again.
Someone has actually just run into the power pole just out the road. So there was a car crash and someone's knocked over the power pole and all the power in the street has just been knocked out. So we're lucky enough that we've got solar here. So I've just had to go and flick it over, but fuck me, what a treat. But apparently... you're the man, so continue on.
No. Everyone in the chat just was giving me a bit of help to get along there as I was doing this solo, but I thought I got enough. Information out there. I had to, kind of put myself on serious watch for a second. Didn't go well. You know how it goes. I'm funny. I can't do that other shit, but that's all right. Yeah. Finishing off Tajwa Woden, as I was saying, if he stops being a sub, genuinely could be a downgrade target. We saw him play 3 quarters the other last game out after Salem got injured. It did take him a little bit to get subbed on. He then played less time on ground, but he still got a 43. So I think he could easily get about 60 odd if he played full games. So it's just a one to watch there.
Yeah, okay. I see Kiz, I had to put the captions on so you could understand. But as I was saying earlier with Maxi Gawn before I was cut off, his last 10, he averages 135 against Richmond. That's not just his last 3 games. That's his last 10. Mm-hmm. He does have a 215 against Richmond. And his last 5 against Nankervis, 123, 147, 163, 145, 151. Beautiful. So if you got him, you're slapping the VC on him. For Richmond, Vlastuin, after a good start, mate, break even of 158. We're probably not touching him this week. He's going to drop probably another 20k. Shy Bolton's interesting, though. He's got a break even of 56 after going triple tons the last 3 weeks.
Yep, absolutely. He could go up another 20k if he goes well this week as well. We know that there could be a bit of midfield time for Shy Bolton as well with injuries to Taranto and Pressia, but obviously Hopper is back, but I don't think that influences much of Bolton. So yeah, he could generally be a pickup. But how's the switch around here from Uze? Bring him back in Naismith.
Yeah, not too bad, is it? 123k ruck, back in for the Tigers. He played, 1 game? And he got 93?
Yep, that's correct.
So, yeah, let's see how that goes moving forward. I'm not bringing him in yet. Hopper is on the bubble, break even 71, but we've seen by the first couple of games that he's not trustworthy with his body. Brown in the back line, 242k, break even at 14. You're holding him, but you're not bringing him in.
Yep.
Mikelty Lafille, our blokes, our mates across the ditch, love this man. And why wouldn't you? Minus 52 break even. He's a definite hold. You could pick him up if you think he could do what he did a couple of weeks ago, 108 against the Saints. For me, not too sure. And Campbell, our man, little Seth Campbell, break even to 34. I've got him. I'm holding him. Yep. Don't pick him up if you don't have him, though. For those of you in the chat that are asking us questions, we are going to try and get through our games quite quickly and then attend to your questions at the end to make sure that we're leaving everyone enough time.
Yes, sir.
Collingwood Bombers, Anzac Day.
Anzac Day, here we go. Big game here.
I think this is going to be closer than what people think.
I think so too. Both teams are flying at the moment. I think this is definitely going to be an absolute ripping game. It's all going to just depend on if both teams are ready and raring to go, which they normally are on Anzac Day. So Zachy Merritt, though, I think he's going to be in contention for the Anzac Day medal. He's bloody flying. A little bit of a down week last week. Don't care. Sure. Definitely can be continue to hold and continue to bring him in if really needed to. Nicky Martin, though, he could also be in contention for the Anzac Day medal.
He's been absolutely brilliant, hasn't he? 575k, average of 106. Awesome in defence. And look, I think he's still going to be a top 6 defender, as stated earlier in the year. Sammy Durham, 384k. The role is there, but not super coach worthy. Break even at 21. Neither here nor there. Parrish, We spoke about him, 501k, break even of 141. Unfortunately, with the way Essendon's playing now and relying on the likes of Caldwell and Durham and Merritt and Hobbs and these sorts of players, Parish is Supercoach irrelevant now. And I'm glad that Scott's gone this way because Parish is a little bit like Crouch. He's not dominating with the ball. He likes to handball a lot and doesn't get dangerous. So I like the way that we're going there. Caldwell, 479k, average of 104 in his last three as a mid forward. Is there any interest from you, mate?
I just don't trust him as a top six forward that I don't want to be paying that price for. But I know you had a little bit of a look at. I do like the extra midfield time and the tackling pressure that he provides, but I can't get around him as a forward, even past your bias.
Yeah, and Draper, 335k, and just no one's touching him, please. As Skiddy's decided to run off and get a hat. For the Magpies, Nick Dacos, 577k, 133 last week, break even at 95. Hold him if you have him, and if you don't have him, I'd be definitely looking at bringing him in because I don't think you're going to see him this cheap for the rest of the year.
Couldn't agree more, mate. And we know that he loves playing on Anzac Day. What did he have last year? I think it was like 147 Supercoach points with like 33 disposals and 2 goals or something like that, plus a game winner. Yeah, no. Righto. Yep. Sorry, I just had to quickly change my beanie because it's fucking hot in here, so I had to put in the standard squeeze. You know what I mean? Just changed it up. Rozzy Maynard. I know he's going really, really well, but I just can't get around him for a top six defender. So I'm not bringing him in at any cost. I don't think for me. Cameron, so goddamn up and down. He's 463k. He's got a break even at 45, but I don't care. It's just nah. Same as Lipinski, way too up and down, even though last week was good. I know some people were very keen on him start of the season, but no, too up and down in this Collingwood team. But the big one, though.
You're interested in this guy.
Very much so. Jordan De Goey at 456k, break even of 17, could make 30k this week. You're not going to get him this cheap. Now, I know he had a slow start to the year, but he's so much better than what he was playing at the start of the year. His disposal was down. His efficiency was down. Can definitely see him coming back up. And at this price, not a bad shout.
No, spot on. I can't argue with that. The next game, GWS take on Brisbane, 7:35 at Manuka Oval. For GWS, we've got a debutant.
That we do.
But he's not relevant yet, so we'll talk about him next week. Tom Green, 591k, break even of 183, which is very big. The career average against Brisbane is 62.
Ooh, shit.
So if you don't have him, I would recommend not bringing him in this week. But if you have him, you're holding him because I think the swing in the right direction is not too far away. Lucky Ash, 432k, break even at 24, 3-round average of 102. You bought him up last week. Very solid.
Very, very solid. Really like the way that he plays and the way that he moves the ball. And he's definitely hurting Whitfield a little bit. But I think a lot of people just kind of think about that GWS backline and they go, oh, it's Whitfield. But at that price, if you got Lockie Ashton last week, shit, you'd be laughing right now.
That's right. Spot on. Lockie Whitfield, 539k, break even of 114. For Dr. Hamo out there, the 5-round average of 104.6. And he's got a career average of 100 against Brisbane. Harvey Thomas, 245k, break even of 25, 3-round average of 44. You're holding for this week.
Yes, sir.
You're not you're not bringing him in. Briggs, 508k, break even of 137. Struggled this year, 3-round average of 77. So we're selling. And Cadman, 280k, break even of 36. Could see an improved role this week. He has a 5-round average of 67. And the guy that's debuting this week, Darcy Jones, he had an ACL last year, didn't play at all. But there is big word coming out that he is an absolute gun and maybe a downgrade target for us in our forward lines in a couple of weeks' time.
Two things that I would like to bring up really quickly. One, Briggs, I am definitely watching and keeping an eye on if his price drops down. I feel like he was too good to be able to keep playing this shit. I feel like he can bounce back up if you don't have Grundy in English. Gordon in English. Two, For anyone interested that is watching and not in the Discord right now, our El Presidente has just dropped his D's Tigers multi. Get in there, get on it. Free money.
It's free. We're just going to interrupt this segment for a special promotion brought to you by
Here comes
Kizza.
the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
I don't tell him when to put the multis on. He just puts the multis on and I just
He
follow
bangs
them
them on, and he has had some pretty good luck over the last couple of weeks, if I can say
sir.
so myself. For Brisbane, Dunkley, 603K, break even of 124. He's got a 3-round average of 114. You like him, but do you like him this much?
Nah, I don't think I can like him that much. It's been, I don't know. It's not the same Dunkley as we had last year. He's just not finding as much as the pill. And yeah, I just can't get around it at that price at all. Lockie Neal, 620K, break even of 136, 5-round average of 118. He's looking good. Go on.
No, you're right, mate. I can't get around Lockie Neal. But this next one, there's a bit of Chappelle Corby about the McLuggage coming through the airport. Yeah, his new nickname is Chappelle. Could be a sneaky pod. 3-round average of 114, mate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And Lions has been dropped again, apparently. So, there you go again. I think McCluggage he's obviously an amazingly good player. I just don't know what happens when Ashcroft comes back. That's a fair while away, though. It's like 10 more rounds. But
yeah, he's
McCluggage's
not due back after the buys,
Yeah, but McCluggage has been looking mighty fine. Mighty fine there. Harris Andrews, we have to bring him up every single week, apparently, because he just keeps making his break even. He's got a 5-round average of 92, break even of 77, 478K. On passing, I just can't trust a key position back as much of a good player that he is. Ainsworth, though, oh my God, thank you very much. He's done it again. I think I told everyone about him probably 2 weeks ago, and now he's up to 292K. He's got a break even of minus 26 again. He's got a 3-round average of 85, 116 last game in the wet. Very nice, but now he's too pricey, and I'm not banking on that at that price.
That's hot. That's hot.
That is hot. Now, you tell me, because I know that this has been a massive talking point this week.
Mm-hmm.
Dane Zorko, what are you doing?
547K, break even of 66, 3-round average of 114 as a forward, which would put him as if he continues that 114 average, he would be ranked number 2 for forwards this year. 3, behind Sammy Flanders.
Yep.
It's tough because I'm going Walsh and I'm going Houston this week. I'm putting my agates on the line and burning all. And you've seen that my current balance of my account. I am at $0 left. It is zero.
Yeah.
So I'm bringing in Dan Houston and I'm bringing in Sam Walsh and I'm boosting and bringing Garcia in because I reckon next week might be a bit of a downgrade week into potentially Clayton Oliver the week after. Do I think he's a top 6 forward? Yes. Kyle Lohman, 257K, break even of 4, 3-round average of 77. Probably too late to pick him up, but if you got on him before the big price rise, awesome.
Yeah.
On Friday, we see Port Adelaide versus St Kilda in Adelaide, and I have a feeling this is going to be Port Adelaide Essendon all over again from a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, shit. You reckon it's going to be that much of an absolute pantsing?
St Kilda can't kick a score to save themselves, and Port Adelaide are amazing on the rebound.
Yep. Well, they better be amazing on the rebound because they were shit house last week against Collingwood, but we know that Port Adelaide in Adelaide is a much different story than when they play anywhere else. So we got Zachy Butters, absolute jet, 648K, break even of 113, 5-round average of 130. Yeah, thank you very much. Keep on keeping on. Connor Rozee, 606K, 156, shithouse last week, 3-round average of 114, but still just kicking goals. I still like it. I know he plays a little bit more forward now. Don't care, though. He's still an absolute jet. Dan Houston, though, I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that he is going to be a top 6 defender if he remains healthy for the rest of the year. Mm-hmm. He's at 597K, break even of 79.
Yep.
And he's got a 3-round average of 122. Really, really love it. Just love the way he plays. Love everything he does.
This week against St Kilda too, who give up the most amount of points to half-back flankers. If you're bringing him in, this is your week. Kane Farrell, 400k, break even to 42, 2 up and down.
Yeah.
Pass. Ollie Wines, toot the fuck out of here, mate. No good. Average of 91. Ivan Soldo, 468k, break even of 122. So yeah, not worthy. Not worthy. JHF, the bloke who leaves the toilet seat up when he goes through a piddle.
Yep. Dad can't look him in the eyes when he gives him a kiss.
The type of bloke that farts and blames it on the dog.
Oh, geez, those type of blokes. Oh,
Yeah.
just the worst, aren't they? Yeah.
Is it
493? Yeah, I think it's look, he has a break even of 103, which he can get it on his good days, and it's in Port Adelaide, so he does tend to play better in Port. Mate, I've never seen a guy drop his head more when he has to play a bit of defense. It's just unbelievable. He'd do so much better if he could play defense, but it is how it is. I think you can sell, but you can hold another week if you really want to, but I don't think he's going to be primo at all this year. But Jace Burgoyne, geez, he's been good since we brought him up on the pod. 88 last week. He's got an average of 91 in the last 2. The wing roll looks nice with Farrell moving into the half back. He's 250k now, break even of 38. I think it's a little bit pricey, but if you're looking at these players where you don't want to go Garcia because you're not completely convinced about the job security, Burgoyne's probably your number 1 pick, I'd say.
Absolutely. And for Deadly asking me who my trade out is, I've actually put my agates on the line big time this week because I'm trading out a fallen primo to bring in 2 proven primos. I'm trading out Tom Stewart. He's got this week out, and then he's got a break even of 140 for next week. And then my double downgrade next week means that I could potentially get him back in at 500k. I'm also trading out Tom Powell as Clarko is still on. Yep. The Catalina White mixer, he's out, given that Clarko is now going to start throwing the magnets around and I don't trust the role anymore. And my last out is Zach Williams. I don't think, I'm just not trustworthy of the role that he's got anymore. And with his body the way it is, and he gets a knock and gets subbed, I need something more consistent there. So with trading Williams, it allows me to put Clossy and Stewart out. It enables me to put Matty Roberts back into my back line. I bring Houston in as well, and I've got Sammy Walsh there, and then I've got Garcia from Saints, who I think will keep rolling with Garcia. 117k mid forward. He averages 8 tackles, mate.
Mate.
And last week, he scored 60. What was it? 69 last week.
69. Yep.
69. He's on the bubble this week. But he started off as a -8. He gave away a free kick, then gave away a 50 that led to a goal.
Yep, absolutely. And also, too, the big thing that we got to remember is that he was a sub 2 weeks ago and he still had 9 tackles in about 40% game time. He's just, I really like it. As long as Ross the Boss keeps him in the team, I'm all for it. Jack Steele is another bloke that you want to be holding on your team. He's 630k, stinker last week. Who gives a shit? Don't care. You keep stealing your team. Brad Hill, he's been unbelievable as of late. He's looked fantastic. He's 448k, break even of 23. Love the role. I just don't think I can actually have him in for my Supercoach team. If he was DPP defender, far out, he'd be in my team so goddamn quickly. Rowan Marshall, shocking last week, but was that the
Rossi Line said he was tired.
Yeah, and then didn't rest him.
Yeah.
Like, you've said that you were going to rest him for the last 2 weeks. You haven't. You haven't brought in another ruckman to be able to play with him either.
Yep.
So he just gets tired and you get absolutely belted by the Dogs. What are you doing, Ross?
Spot on, mate.
Oh, well, it is what it is. All right. You're still holding Marshall, though. Let's swing him. It's time for the wang. Yeah, the wang.
Wang.
That's right. You need Miller if you don't know who we're talking about. And if you don't know who we're talking about, welcome to the show. It's nice to have you. 93. Just the run-off halfback. Been fantastic. I reckon you still hold. I know it can be a little bit frustrating with how much ball he gets because of Sinclair and Boner, but yeah, you just kind of got to keep holding at this point. Sinclair, though, he's 546k with a break-even of 150. So hot and cold right now. It's hard with the other two, with the big cocks in the back line as well. I can't do it yet. I'm still watching, but I'm starting to get worried about Sinclair Horse, but How worried are you about the boner?
I pissed him off last week. The stiffy's gone.
The stiffy's gone. Is it still gone? For the people that are holding their boners, would you continue to hold your boner or would you release the pressure?
It's always good to let a load off occasionally. Break even of 71, 3-round average of 80. He's pretty much maxed out. If you've got the likes of Matty Roberts and Clossy and Graham, who you can swing back and forward, I think that you could downgrade, say, if you've got Sharp and Boner, and then you could downgrade into Garcia and an absolute primo.
Yep, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Paul, just real quickly, yes, Harley Reid is 100%. Being rested this week by the Eagles. Yes, absolutely, mate.
Darcy Wilson, 237k, break even of 5. The last couple of weeks has been pretty good. He just keeps on keeping on. If you've got him, hold him. 3-round average of 63, and that includes his 30 odd that he got.
Yep. That's out now.
Yeah. Asa, you got to stroke the boner sometimes, lads. You're absolutely right.
Sometimes.
These days just blows dust. But anyway, on Saturday, North look to bounce back against Adelaide in Tassie. So
fun. Spoiler, they won't.
Okay. Oh, you went to watch them last week, didn't you?
Yeah, shit house.
They were shit.
Worst I've ever seen.
Harry Sheasel, 644k. Rumours that he's heading into the midfield. He'll still score well, won't he?
I think he'll still get tons. But again, this is what we thought about LDU, and Tristan Sherry absolutely stuffed him. So hopefully he doesn't do the same to Shees, but it could be a bit more midfield, a bit more forward. He trained forward this week as well. Roos have also brought in first gamer defender Riley Hardiman from WA, who is an absolute speedster and a beautiful left foot. So I think that's pretty much cements the fact that Sheasel won't be playing halfback. We're going to have to wait and see how we do with what we're going to do with Sheezy after this. I do know some people that are actually trading him out this week. I'm personally still holding.
There's no chance you're getting rid of him.
No, I think because he's at max price, he is at a huge price right now, 644k. You could downgrade to almost 2 primos if you do it right. If his role is that much different. So I could say it, but Pow, 425k, the Catalina wine mixer.
The Catalina wine mixer.
Pow. I said I wanted salmon. I said it 4 times. Got a break even of 72, 3-round average of 81. Yeah, unless Zeri can learn how to do a ruck contest to his players, I can't trust Powell anymore, which is really unfortunate because he was looking really bloody nice.
Yep.
Speaking of the man, Tristan Zeri, 516k, break even of 30. Stop taking the fucking ball out of the ruck. Just tap the damn thing down to LDU or Pow. It's not that goddamn hard.
I am the ruckman. Tell me what to do.
Apparently, he copped a spray from the coaches and the midfield group saying to stop bloody taking it out of the ruck. The next 2 ruck contests, he took it out of the ruck. And I don't know if he's just joking around or he's an absolute fucking idiot. So
if that happened at school footy, you'd take him out the back of the sheds and beat fuck out of him.
Yep. I just wish that we had some senior players to tell him to stop being an absolute dickhead. But, it is what it is. So, can't do it. Biggie, 123K.
Don't get sucked in.
No. Pretty sure I've been saying this the whole time. He is shocking. And
you saw him in real life too, didn't you?
Even worse in real life. My God, the amount of leads that he gave up to Chol is unbelievable. I reckon as soon as Callan Dawson is back healthy, he is taking his spot immediately. He needs so much more time.
Okay.
But LDU, what do you reckon?
I reckon if Xuri or X or whatever you want to call him learns how to tap it to his mids, I think he'd be all right.
Yep. Absolutely,
but
mate.
He's not a primo without a decent ruckman, unfortunately.
No, he's not. But if he can turn it around, then yeah, absolutely. Then LDU is going to go off of what he used to be able to do.
Can you tell me, before I go into the remaining 3 players, Charlie Coombe. So he's 286k, break even of 33, average of 86 after his 129 his first game. Is Clarko going to keep him back? And if he keeps him back, do you think that we can expect him to score his 90s?
Yeah, absolutely. If he stays back, he'll be able to score his 90s. His intercept marking is unbelievable. He had
He's got
5 in the
amazing
first
hands.
quarter.
Yeah.
5 in the first quarter last week, and then he had to get moved a bit forward to try and because North were just bombing it on Suvlaki's head. So he needed some help down there. And then X got tired, so he had to go into the ruck. Didn't go that badly in the ruck either. So, but no.
So, Fisher,
hopefully. Yep.
397K.
So, yeah.
Break even to 72. So, yeah.
If you have
trade
him,
him,
still
fuck
hold.
him off. Yep. Drury, don't you dare.
Don't you dare. Chance. What do we say? People got all excited after that first week from him. They're like, oh, yeah, we'll wait a week and we'll see. Drury, what do you have last week? 37? Yeah, because he's shit. And he needs to get out of bloody Suv's bleeding areas. Shocking.
And you know who's probably the only worse player than Drury? Is our carryover champion for Cone of the Week, Tyler Sellers.
Yeah, look, Sellers was shit house. But in fairness to him, it's pretty hard when there's there's no people kicking to your leads. Yeah. So that makes it a bit hard. But yeah, he was shocking.
Do you think that Sellers could go below 102K?
There's actually a genuine chance. Do
you reckon Supercoach will let us buy him for a can of Coke and a fucking packet of chicken chips?
How many times do you reckon we've seen a player that's been in double digits for Supercoach? Would be unbelievable scenes. We'll have to see how we go.
But for Adelaide, we'll go through this one quickly. Rankin, 470K, break even to 63. He's got a 3-round average of 98 and averages 94 in 5 games against North. Mm-hmm. I feel like this is a game that he could just turn it up a little bit.
I agree.
Minge's Hinge.
Minge.
Break even of 82. He's gotten himself to 517K, mate. He's got a 3-round average of 111.
Yep.
And the last time he played against North Melbourne, 110. So
I love it.
Yeah, this man's all right. Saligo, the slug, whatever you want to call him.
Sorry, my only thing about Minge is, yes, he's playing amazingly now. My big worry is when Miller comes back in, because it will completely deflate Minge. Also, too, Suv has just said, yes, Clarko will 100% keep him back. Read somewhere that Clarko admitted didn't work. Yes, he did. I also heard that, which is good. So Comben will most likely continue to play back. Yep. Carry on.
So the slug, Saligo.
Yep, slug. Oh, well done. You got it on the first shot. Let's go. The slug.
He's got a 3-round average of 108. Like, he's going to be a good player, but when we're talking Supercoach wise, we're not bringing him in. The crouch potato.
Because of this bloke.
Spectacle, testicles, wallet, watch.
Oh, please.
Dear Nixie, please don't pick crouch potato. For the love of God.
Amen.
And for all of those that watch AFL. Amen.
Amen.
So, I don't even want to talk about him. Laird, 574K. Break even of 174. 3-round average of only 90. Do you reckon he's a sell?
Not this week, that's for certain. Not against North, not with Ixcheri tapping it down his throat all game. So, not yet. He'll bounce back this week. Pretty confident in saying that. It was very worrying, the fact that he only scored an 82 with Crouch out of the team. Mm-hmm. That was worrying to me. I think Rochelle and Rankin being in the midfield kind of hurt Laird more than they did Dawson. But shit me, how good was this bloke last week, Jordan Dawson? 533K, break even of 73, first big ton for the year. Can he back it up with Crouch Potato in the team? And that's the big if.
I'm going to go out on, I won't be bringing him in this week because I've already committed to my moves.
Yeah.
But if those of you at home, if you've got the coin, if you see that Crouch isn't in, jump on this guy. Because I feel like this could be another 140 plus game.
Oh, easily. Because it doesn't matter if he plays forward, back, mid. He's going to dominate because North won't have any answers for him. So, yeah, absolutely. Worrell, 431K, 64 break even, 3-round average of 90, but would not be going near him this week because when's the ball going to be down in the back line? So,
really ever.
Would not worry about it. Now, let's go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Crows by how much?
I think comfortably 35.
Okay.
And they'll take the foot off the gas and North might kick a couple late.
Yeah, okay. And what
I'm very keen. Sorry, we've got to mention Riley Hardiman for North Melbourne. He is the
117K.
117K defender. Very good speed, ball work, great left footer. Yes, it might push Sheasel forward, but this is definitely one to watch for Supercoach wise because he is let's say he's like Sheasel-esque. He's nowhere near as good as Shees, but think of that prototype, just not as good.
I did get a text earlier today and it just skipped my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Dowling from Adelaide, 117k midfielder.
Yep.
Will debut this week. Brody Smith is iffy because of his back. Billy Dowling didn't play last year, but the year before he averaged 135 Supercoach points per game in the TAC Cup.
Damn, that's very, very intriguing. I am well aware of him, so I do like his game. Again, backline though, so I'm a little bit iffy on that. But either way, be good to watch him get out there and have a run about it. If Smith is out, my God, are we pumping Minge's Hinge into our bloody Supercoach, into our multis? Oh yeah, we are. Oh yeah, that's a feast. Righto, let's go to Carlton versus Geelong, an actual game that might be exciting, unless the one that we just said.
So Sammy Walsh.
You tell me about him. I know you want to talk about him.
So 576k, average of 148 so far this year. He's got a break even of 33. Realistically, he probably averages 120 for the year. If you think that he can do this, then he's a keeper. But don't buy him if you think that he's just going to make you cash to jump off onto someone else. His last two games against the Cats, he's scored 126 and 158. Both at the MCG. He scored 2 tons last year at the MCG during the final series too. Sam Walsh's 5 last scores, so 5 of the last, his last 5 games that he's played in, 111, 134, 121, 166, and 130. 77% CBAs this year too, up from 53 from last year, which I understand is without Chera, but he is the best outside mid that Carlton have. Correct. If he's playing this well, they are not going to. This is going to harm when Chera comes back. It's going to hurt Hewitt. It's going to hurt Kennedy. It's not going to hurt Walsh.
Bingo. Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. I think he is a primo. I'm bringing him in. Cripper, though, he just keeps on keeping on. And I don't think it hurts him that much because he's actually playing really well with Walsh in the side as well. 572k, break even of 75. It's been really, really good. He's got an average of 91 in his last 3 against Geelong. So may have a bit of a downer one, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. I'm still not bringing him in. Kerno, 532k, break even of 117, average of 95. Way too hot and cold. He'll probably cop the DeConing matchup, I would assume.
Well, we've got to remember there's no Stewart this week.
Correct. I was going to say, until Tom DeConing goes down forward, and then it will be DeConing versus DeConing, which I am very interested to watch.
Real excited.
That's when Charlie could probably get off the chain a little bit.
That's right.
Yep.
Hewitt, 521k, break even of 83.
Nope.
He's got a three round average of 106, but
don't care. No.
Zach Williams, 327k, break even of 62. He gives me bloody the irrits just thinking, when's this guy going to get hurt? Is he going to get through a game?
Let me say, if
best to sell.
Yeah, if he's playing this week, I'm holding. If he's not playing this week, I'm selling his ass immediately.
Yep. A guy that you brought up last pod, Nick Newman, 476k, 3 round average of 93. Although last game 116, he is underrated and could come good. If you're looking at someone that you think might be on the rise, this is probably as cheap as you're going to find Nick Newman this year. The worst of the McKay twins. 480k.
Outrageous you saying that he's the worst of the McKay twins. Outrageous.
Actually, I failed to say in the Anzac Day Essendon Collingwood game that Ben McKay won his first back-to-back game ever last week.
In a season, yes.
Yeah.
He did win round 1 and round 24 last year. But in a season, this is the first time that he did. And who gives a shit? Right, let's move on. Carroll.
Yeah.
I don't know why the fuck we're still talking about him. If you still have him, get rid of him. He was gone 3 weeks ago. Piss him off. He is done.
Yep. For those of you that have McKay, I have to bring this up though. Yes, he's got an average of 104 this year. He's got a last 3 round average of 83. Just take a stab in the dark, mate. How much do you think he averages against Geelong in his 7 games he's played against Geelong?
Oh, I know it's absolute arse. I'm pretty sure it's like around the 50-odd mark.
44.
Oh, Jesus, that hurts. And look,
Mm.
I can see a point where you can be like, okay, we can have Mackay in the side. Not with Pitnet, not with De Koning.
No.
Without him getting the extra rucks, no. Don't like that. But what I can get around Horse is the Inside Fantasy Sports World Cup.
Oh, mate. Frothing for it. If you ever thought that you were elite at Supercoach, well, now you can prove it with our year-round Insight Fantasy Sports Supercoach World Cup, featuring all 4 Supercoach sports in NRL, AFL, NBL, and BBL. It is $20 to enter before the AFL season kicks into the bye rounds at round 12. Your rankings will be calculated together, and the best performer over the 4 sports combined will take out the best Supercoach player in the world. Not just Australia, not just in the AFL, but in the world. Join our Discord. The link is below in the description to find out more and register.
Yes,
Wowee.
How
And
good's that?
for those of you that aren't aware of buy rounds and need a little graphic, we've put up a little graphic here where we've got every game, every team, when they play, when they've got their buys. So as you can see, we've had rounds 1 to 11 in the first part of this, and now we've got rounds 12 to 24 up on the screen. We will have these in our Discord, so we'll be referencing them as we get closer to our buy rounds to ensure that you have your 18 on field for the buy rounds to ensure that you score the maximum amount of points. We don't want you getting caught out.
Absolutely.
Fremantle take on the Dogs in Perth, which is a bit of a danger game.
Yes, sir, mate. Absolutely. I can definitely say Freo taking the chockies here. I don't think they'll kick more than 9 goals, but who gives a shit? Jamari Uga-Hagan, I believe, is also not playing this week, so we'll have to wait and see on that. Yeah.
Did you know the last 5 times the Western Bulldogs have won by over 50 points, they have lost the next week?
That they have, mate. Absolutely. So I think Freo can, they need to do something better because they got embarrassed last week. But, it's got to stay in Perth for the week, so we'll see how we go. Luke Ryan, don't care. We are holding. Don't care. We are holding. Hayden Young, he did have that hamstring concern, so we'll have to wait and see on that. If you're looking to bring him in, wouldn't be doing it this week. But if not, that's all right. Caleb Sarong, we are holding. Now, this is a game where I'm worried about Sarong as well. He doesn't score that well against the Dogs. Big body midfielders, we know Sarong struggles. So I wouldn't be looking to bring him in, even though he will be a premium mid, I believe, but not this week. Clark, 508k, break even of 91, average of 105 so far this season. 284s really hurt, but last week 115 looked a lot better, and we know what happened in those 84s. Fifey, 399k, break even of 58. He's just still going, isn't he?
Very solid.
Round 3 round average of 90, very solid. I would continue to hold if you have Fifey.
Well, he is the 10th ranked forward so far this year.
Unbelievable. How good's that? We love to see that from Fifey as an absolute champion of the game. I have no worries about saying that. You talk to me about Lukey Jackson, mate, because there might be some frustrated owners right now.
There is some frustrated owners, but he's still ranked number 4 for forwards in the comp. So people are seeing him as a ruckman, and against the other ruckmen that are dominating the league. Yes, I understand where the frustration's coming from, but he's still ranked number 4 for forwards. So for me, you're holding.
Yeah, that does have that 176 that he scored still in there, but you know, it's just going to be weighing up.
He's got the Dogs. He's got the Dogs this week, and then he's got Richmond next week. I think the Richmond game he could get off the chain a bit there too.
I do like that, actually. Yeah, big time. And then Jeremy Sharp as well, 337k, break even was 72. He's nearly priced out now. Job security is nice, but you'd be almost looking.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Jackson too, if he's playing that backup ruck, is he going to be rucking against Sam Darcy or the Cone?
Even better, the Cone. Oh, my God.
He will dominate them. So for me, for the Western Bulldogs, we'll go through these quickly. Bontempelli, 646k, break even of 171. He's looking like he's starting to get back to his best. He's still averaging 119 this year, so you're holding. You're not looking to go sideways from him. Tingles, we spoke about him earlier, 611k.
The new West Coast recruit.
He will be, I believe so, yeah. Average of only 112 this year, but he does average 130 in his last 2 against Freo. Thomas Liberatore, 624k, break even of 100. I hope he's back this week.
Apparently he's not.
He's not.
Apparently not. Bevo has said that there is a chance that Libba is still being watched. So obviously that ankle injury is a little bit worse than we first thought.
Yeah.
So just watch your space on Libba. If there's
Yeah,
no Libba,
right.
Jack McRae for
Jack McRae.
possessions.
480 break even to 64 for Jack McRae. He lost 80k already this year. Last year, though, in the last 9 rounds, he turned up twice. Only 107 and 122. Personally, I'm not sold on him. So even including his 123 last week, his average this year is 71.
Mm-hmm.
So if Libba's not in, then that helps. But moving forward, I do not see him as a top 6 forward.
I agree. I absolutely agree there. Look, if the Dogs had more certainty around their midfield aspirations, he cannot play anywhere but midfield. That is just that for Jackson McRae, mate. Sam Darcy. Yep, that is the right Darcy I'm talking about. 284k. Also, too, Sean Darcy for Freo. Not picking up yet. Sam Darcy, though, 284k, break even of 32. Cone really fucked him last week in the fact that he didn't get DPP.
Yeah.
Could probably hold this week. We'll wait and see. 32 is pretty achievable for him, but last week really hurt. Bailey Dale, though, holy shit. 422k, break even of 54. Horse.
Wow.
Horse.
Hello there, old friend.
Am I crazy in the fact of saying that I think from now on, if he holds his spot in that back line, there's not much else ball use coming out of that back line. It's all Bailey Dale.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him being top 6 defender from here on in if he holds that spot in that back line.
Yeah, it's a huge call, isn't it? I really wanted to bring him in this week, but
he's bloody good.
Yeah. The only thing that scared me was the 87, 93, 103 to start the year, which would mean that he's not a top 6. But he's 175 last week. That's phenomenal.
But that was subbed. That was with sub.
No, so sub, he was 47 and 13.
Yep. And then what was the other one that he got?
So he got 47 and then sub.
Yep.
And then 13.
When he was the sub.
Yep. And then the 3 games that he played full, 87, 93, and 103.
And then 174.
Yep.
Now they changed their game plan last week than what they normally did. I know they belted St Kilda, but I don't know. There's a bit to look at here in Bailey Dale.
Yep. Riley Garcia, if you're looking at him, 125k, it's Bevo. So you're waiting a week. I see that we've got Ryan Hammond in the chat. Very impressed by the ad read on Sunday, Horse. Well, what better time to bring up an ad read about our man than right now? As soon as I find him, where is he?
Trees in the chat.
There,
trees in the chat.
Are you wanting to buy your first home or even investment property? Don't know how. Are you a current owner with an interest rate above 6.2%? Well, Ryan can guarantee that there are better options for you. The best part is that he will do it for free, as he's doing for me at the moment. Reach out at ryanh@eganwealth.com. His link tree is below in the description, or you can contact him on 0431766784 and tell him that the Insight Boys sent you. Yeah. We got the trees in the chat. Hamo, what a man. And Matrix, it is 7 o'clock here in Victoria. I would be surprised if he's not 8 beers down yet.
Hey, quick shout out to Deadly. Mustache is looking better than ever. Must have had a week off from Crouch. Absolutely, he did. Let's hope for another one.
He's looking a bit healthier, isn't he? On Sunday, though, mate, we see Gold Coast take on the Harley Reid-less West Coast on the Gold Coast.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to talk about Gold Coast?
Yeah, I'll take Gold Coast. The Diddley, Sam Philanders, 578k, break even of 104. Don't care because I think he's going to be pretty comfortable. Top 6 forward this year with that defensive running back role, which is fantastic for him. Matt Rao. Thank you. 640k, break even of 105. Absolute gun. Average of 130. He has scored 165 and 157 in 2 of his last 3 against West Coast. Could go huge there.
If you've got him.
I believe. It could be a C option.
But I C Real. Yeah.
Do believe that Elliot Yeo didn't play in that last one where he went 165.
Yep.
Tuk Tuk. 572k, break even of 106. He has an average of 113, average 145 in his last two against West Coast. Obviously, they absolutely belted them. Noah Anderson, though, 569k, break even of 120. Yeah, bit down for me. I can't fully trust it as someone that was a massive Noah Anderson guy last year.
Yep.
Sam Closey, do I have to say anything else? Yes, we all have him in our team, and you're still holding. He is absolutely fantastic. He's made 114k last week.
Just last week. And he's still got a break even of negative 75.
How good is that? Will Graham, 187k, break even of minus 45, made 70k last week. Yep, he is flying as well. So fantastic for both. Love that. You talk to me about West Coast Big Horse.
And this
two wins in a row, West Coast Eagles.
Toot. And who better to start us off with than the W Train, Waterman, 464k. He's got a break even of negative 18. Back-to-back tons by the big boy. Enjoy it while it lasts. He's now in 681 teams.
Unbelievable. That is just
people
unreal.
Are just chasing hard, aren't they? But
11 goals in 2 games, though, and he's third on the Coleman.
Do you know what? What was elite about that guy? Did you see that interview they did on him and they asked him about Harley Reid?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, you're going to have to invite your mum to the Brownlow. And he's like, oh, it's stiff if you think I can only get my mum to come to the Brownlow with me. That was a pisser. But yeah, he's quickly climbing the good bloke ranks. I really like him. This next guy, Elliot. 574k, break even to 59, 3-round average of 133. He's a top 6 defender at the moment. Wow. Tim Kelly, 553k, break even to 93, 3-round average of 107. He's been much better of late, but you're not touching him. Harley Reid, he's 393k now. He's still got a negative 30 break even. You're not bringing him in if you don't have him because he's out this week, but I wanted to bring him up because he is a fucking jet.
Yep, and a hold.
You do not trade him. And I'm still not interested in anyone else on the West Coast Eagles list, but it's good for footy to see the West Coast Eagles win 2 in a row. Our last game
really love Ruben Jimby this week because he's going to get a fuckload of midfield time.
I'm going to go 8+ tackles for Jimby. I think he's going to in there.
Love that. But let's go to the last game of the round because we have the Sydney Swans, the Golden, whatever the hell we call him's team. So that's why we do this and not him because this would go for another hour or so. Versus the Hawthorn Hawks. I think
Deadly. Before we continue on, Deadly's like Clay Hall debut soon. There is a chance that Clay Hall comes in for Harley Reid this week.
Yep. Also heard that too. He's definitely in contention to get him in this week. Sydney, Hawthorn, MCG, Brodie Grundy. What a game last week. 542k break even to 59, 112 average of the year. I want to see him back it up. This is a good chance as well against Meek. So I really, really like that. Matty Roberts, absolute. Thank you very much. 383k break even of 22 still. They absolutely love the ball in his hand. He has a 3-round average of 99, and now he is a defender as well. I think we can just hold him there for now. Absolutely beautiful. The Lizard Blakey, Nick Blakey, 540k, break even of 58. Love his game, 3-round average of 116. I don't hate having him in your side at all. I think there's better, but I really, really love the Lizard. Heaney, 659k, break even of 114. He has an average of 136 this year. Could be in for another big game against Hawthorn. I'm interested to see if they bring in Luke Parker, but quite a game last week. Don't care. It wasn't very necessary because they whipped the Suns' ass. Errol. 585k, break even of 107, 5-round average of 111. He's been a bit down this year, Horse. And I don't know. You'd still be holding him, but you wouldn't be happy about it.
No. It's kind of like me with Rose. Yeah.
Yeah. Then what about Tay Adams, mate?
Break even to 66. He is on the bubble. If you think you can trust his body, then you can bring him in, but he does only average 92.
Yes, sir. Which is actually okay for a forward, in fairness.
For Hawthorn. So this is being played at the MCG. And I'm actually going to tip a boil over in this one. I think Hawthorn's going to win this.
Really? I think Sydney are going to whip them.
Yeah, I thought the same when Richmond played Sydney at the MCG a couple of weeks ago too, and Richmond flogged the pants off them.
Fair enough.
John Newcomb, 492k, break even of 91, 3-round average of 100. You're not bringing him in because in the next month he plays Sydney, who he averages 85 against in his career, St Kilda, who he averages 81 against in his career, and Port Adelaide, who he averages 62 against in his career.
Ooh.
So it's a big no-no. James Sicilian, 538k, break even of 115 still, average of 90 this year. I like the fact that they brought that Sarong bloke in, another big body in the back line, which may help him. So we're watching that pretty closely.
Yep.
Massimo D'Ambrosio is back in our chat.
Mario, Luigi, and Waluigi. Yes.
Pizza, pasta, and wine, and all that sort of stuff.
Yes, a bellissimo.
348k, break even of 45.
It's not racist. He's Italian, and I'm allowed to say it as jokes.
We are allowed to say it. Sam Mitchell done the Bevo last week and subbed him out. Average of 82.
No reason. I'm not worried about that sub.
No.
Not worried about that at all.
Lloyd Meek.
Lloyd.
437k, break even of 72. He's made 80k in 2 weeks. He's been good for them. He's got a 3-round average of 103. Are you holding, Jake?
Yeah, I'm holding. I want to see how he goes against Grundos. But yeah, this is a big test for him. So I want to see how he goes against that. Thank you very much, Chubby Joe, for appreciating our Italiano.
He's a good lad, Joe. Like him.
Absolute legend. So I'm holding this one just to see how he goes against Grundy, and then I'll base it off of that when he has to come up against some good competition horse.
Absolutely. Now, we're going to get moving into our next part of the show because we are mindful that the footy starts in, I don't know, half an hour's time. But we're going to run our buy, hold, and sell.
Targets acquired.
Horsey, we're actually going to have to fly through this because the game actually starts in 8 minutes.
Okay.
So let's bang through this bullshit.
Go. Petraka.
Okay, cool.
You're buying Petraka.
I'm buying Petraka. I still think he's absolute jet. Woden, if he is not the sub, then I have got a good buy on him. Shai Bolton, really, really like him as a forward. I think he's going to be good. So yeah, I'm happy on him. Lafau, at that price, yep. I mean, I could have a go on that. I think he's getting better, so I don't mind it. Yep.
Quickly, Joey's in the chat. Gorn or track captain? Your VC Gorn tonight, mate.
Yeah, but I actually don't hate Track either. He also scores well against Richmond, against their depleted midfield. Merritt, buying him. Yep. Caldwell, maybe, but it'd have to take a fair bit to put him in my forward line, but I can see the appeal. Nick Dacos, if you don't have him, yep, absolutely. He's bottom price, as well as De Goey. Really like him as well at that price. Dan Houston is just elite. Garcia from the Saints.
Bringing him into
like him. Oh, yep, because that's pretty much one of our best options on the bubble this week. Isaac Rankin, yep, like him against North as a forward like that. Jordan Dawson, if no Crouch, big yes, but I can still get around him at that price. Sammy Walsh on the bubble, I think he's just elite and that good. Newman, I can get around, but I'm not fully around it. It's a slight yes on a buy. Jack Bowes, I can get around without Stewart especially, but I don't think it's for long-term gain. Bailey Dale, I do really like. I think at this price, it's going to be a good pickup. Sam Flanders, if you don't have him in, he's going to be top 3 forward. Absolutely. 100%. And if you don't already, get Sam Closey and Will Graham in your sides from Gold Coast. Thank you very much. Horsey, tell me about some sells. I need to breathe.
Oh, I can tell you about some sells while you get the oxygen back into your face, mate. Caleb Windsor, I think he's run his race, mate. Waller with the ball, I think Supercoach-wise, he's done. Harvey Thomas from GWS, he is up and down like you wouldn't believe with his scoring. Hold this week, a little break even, but I think this week is your last week. The hornbag himself, the bloke that farts and blames it on the dog, the bloke whose dad won't even look him in the eyes.
This is with the seat down.
Go and sell him. 103 break even, didn't get forward status. You can go elsewhere with him.
It's a light sell, though. I think you can hold if you really want, but it's close to the sell.
The Catalina wine mixer.
Pow, pow.
Pow, pow!
It hurts, but yep,
It
can
hurts,
definitely be
but I think he's done. Zach Fisher, absolutely done.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's shit ass. Laird, I think he's a sell. I
Yep.
really do. I'm worried with his output the last couple of weeks, and he's going to continue to bleed cash. Zach Williams, like this is an interesting one. If he's injured, not playing this week, definite sell. If he's playing, hold.
Yeah.
Jack Carroll from Carlton,
Gone.
you've got to sell him. He should have been gone weeks ago.
Yeah.
Dempsey, a light sell because I think at the MCG he could do okay, but he does have a high break even, so he's not going to make you much cash. And Jai fucking Clark, he's starting to burn a hole in my pocket. Sell him while you've got the chance.
Yeah.
Mate.
Hold. Yeah.
I love that.
Players I'm holding. Clary, if you have him, you're holding because he's just killing your money, so you got to keep holding there. Brown and Campbell, both for Richmond. You're holding both of those, low break evens. Zach Merritt, I know he had a stinker last week, holding there. Tom Green, stinker as well, still holding. Don't care, do not sell him. Whitfield, the same. Rosie, the same. Marshall, I am worried about him resting a week. I don't care. He's still that good of a ruckman. You hold that. Steele, a stinker, as well as Wang last week. Saints aren't going to be that bad. You hold both of those. Darcy Wilson, amazingly, still a hold, even though he's been looked at being traded out of my team for the last 3 weeks, but still a low break even. So we're still holding there.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Comben, I am still convinced that Clarko is just going to play him in defense. He is
The
definitely
condom.
a hold.
Yep.
The condom himself. Tommy Stewart, he can be a sell, but if you don't want to, because you think he's still going to be a top 6 defender, you can hold.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how that goes. Hayden Young, still a hold. If his hammy is that bad, then we can sell. But if it's just a light hammy, don't care. We're still holding there. Jackson, that's a hold.
Yep.
I think this week especially, and for next week against Richmond. Lloyd Meek, definitely still a hold. If you have him, I still think we're just going to have to wait and see, Horse.
Cool. Mate, let's get into our captains so people know what we're doing for the week.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
Before we start this, mate, before the first bounce happens, I am VCing Gorn.
Yep, I'm also seeing Gorn. If you want to go a little bit sideways, I don't mind Petrarca. Also, captain's choices, Sammy Walsh, 126, 158 last 2 versus Cats can definitely be a captain's choice. Heaney, do I have to say any more against Hawthorn? He's a Jet, definite chance there. I currently have my VC on Nick Dacos. He does step up well in the Anzac Day games, so I like that there for Dacos. Matt Rao. 165, 101, 157 last 3 against West Coast. I know one of them is without Elliot Yu. Surprisingly, though, I did jump a bit early on how shit Sarong has been this year against big body mids, but he actually scores very well against the Dogs at 138 and 130 in his last 2 against them. So there you go. I actually fucked myself up on my own once. Zach Merritt loves playing against the Pies. 133, 133, 123 last 3 against those guys. Marcus Bontempelli, 182 against Freo, was an absolute unreal game. So I have personally the captain on Bont this week. Houston Saints backline gives up a shitload. Forward line give up a shitload to halfbacks. Elliot, if you have, you're holding because he averages 130 in his last 3 against Gold Coast. So I like that one. Tuk 153, 137 last 2 against West Coast. I've already said Petrarca. Rowan Marshall, if you still have him, I'm worried about the rest, but against Port in his last 3, 159, 127, 132 in his last 3 versus Port Adelaide there. That's without Soldo, obviously, but still does well around the ground. Dawson against North could go massive.
Could go ballistic.
Absolutely. And obviously a very piss poor defensive team against Rucks is West Coast. So Jared Witts, if you have him, Horse, that is the captain's choices.
Beautiful thing. Let's get into question time.
It's question time. Let's answer your questions for the week ahead.
We nearly timed this well. Nearly.
Nearly. We apologise to everyone. We've had a bit of a long work day, and this was the only time we could get on before the footy this week. So if it's interrupted dinner times with kids and what have you, we'll be back at our usual time next week. The Brain, hey boys, first time watcher, first time caller. For those of you that don't know, Brain is in charge of the NRL segment with the Matrix and the Supercoach Whisper, and they do run a really nice ship over there. Should I trade out Williams or Sanders? Williams fitness test tomorrow. Any intel would be great. Sanders, if you have to do one right now, mate.
Yep.
Ray Brown. If you trade one, I'd go. He's talking to
Absolutely.
It's almost time for another Zaharakis moment tomorrow.
We need to upgrade our intro because I'm sick of hearing that crap.
It's the only highlight I've had for the last 20 years, mate.
Well, I have none. So maybe I can get maybe we can get Drew Petrie when he kicked that goal, the old boom boom.
Oh yeah. Yeah, maybe not.
Against the Bombers.
Writing on the wall why they keep playing Darcy and Lob and playing around with the ruck splits. Ray Brown's fucking spot on, mate. Get rid of the cone. For those of you that want to keep tabs on Cone of the Week, please join our Discord. There is lots going on there. And I see there's a bit going on here from where I disappeared, where the power went out.
Yep. There was a few people trying to help me through it, which was absolutely lovely.
You missed the big secret. So, yes. Tim English, we have on very good word tonight and a very reliable source.
Yes, sir.
That he has purchased property in Perth. He has purchased himself a golf membership at a private golf club in Perth. For those of you that play golf, or for those that don't, you don't buy golf memberships unless you plan on being there a lot, because you could just pay your green fees each time you get there. So, yeah, there's a bit in that. Why are you fist pumping?
Deadly's just told me that Jacob Van Ruin's kicked a goal already, and I needed him. So
what a man.
Fantastic start.
Paul Vards. Should I pull the trigger on these out? Bramble, Williams, Powell, in Walsh, Hugo Garcia. They're the three I brought in. I would absolutely do it.
Yeah, I love that. Really, really like that. Williams, I mean, I'd hold if he's not injured, but to get in Walsh, Hugo, and Houston, yeah, absolutely.
Connor McKenna, Lions trying to go for clangers, so apparently he's in this week.
Nice.
This bloke's probably got one of the best usernames that I've seen on here. I really don't like cheese. Get the Zork dog in, boys. Don't even think about it. I would like to.
He's almost as good as that bloke in our Discord that's name.
Did someone say KFC?
Yeah.
Paul Fards again heard that Harley Reid is going to be arrested this week. Any word, lads? Yes, he will be arrested. We'd love to know what Skits Fits is ranking at the moment before this week starts. I believe
he's top 100. Yeah, he's top 100. He's on the review.
Yep. What's Phil saying here? Anyone keeping tally on how many defenders have been mentioned as top 6? I reckon we're up to 23.
No. Phil, I said that I reckon Bailey Dale could be top 6 defender from here on out. It might not be for the whole season, but that's what I just reckon from that. Some I think are going to fall. Some are going to improve. Some can also be put into the mid.
He's just jealous we haven't mentioned Jake Lloyd.
Lloyd sucks.
Yep. Chappy Joe, bellissimo bello. Lasma, Massimo, Di Ambrosio.
Sì.
Yeah. Pizza, pasta, wine. There
you.
Yeah. Chappy Joe again. Nick, how are we naming all 4 of Drapes, Goldie, 2 meter Peter, and Jonesy with? Oh fuck, that's disastrous, mate. I think if it's raining tomorrow, they've got to drop Drapes. They just have to.
Yeah.
2 meter Peter. He's come off a really good block of training. I think he'll be fine to get through the game. With Jonesy, you can't drop him with the way he's been playing lately. I was probably one of his harshest critics about a month ago, almost comparing him to Nick Hind. But he's won me over the last couple of weeks. So
Brad Scott has also said that Draper is 100% in this week.
Fuck. Righto. I don't want to early crow, but Clary's get around it a lot already. That's what we want to hear, ladies and gentlemen, because we will be looking at getting him in either next week or the week after.
Absolutely. Just quickly as well. So teams out for Essendon, Collingwood, 2 meter Peter in. Sardis has been omitted. Harvey Harrison is in for Collingwood. Reef McGuinness is omitted. I don't care. We're not picking up Harvey Harrison yet.
No, we're not.
At all, because Collingwood are way too up and down. Maybe a chance, but I don't think that there's any chance of that.
The Brisbane game is there?
Brisbane and Giants. So Darcy Jones in, Toby Green suspended. That just kind of tells me that when Green is back, Jones will be out unless he really performs. Would be hard with Bedford and Daniels there as well. And then for the Lions, Darcy Fort and Conor McKenna are in. McInerney and Lions are out for the Lions.
Lions got dropped.
Kieran Briggs could go massive against Darcy Fort there, mate, as a solo.
Yeah. But for this weekend, Anzac Day tomorrow, please remember dawn service in the morning, regardless of whether you're getting up for the dawn service or whether you're just having a beer watching the footy tomorrow. Please pay your respects to those that did what they did for us to be able to live as comfortably as what we do. Get down to your local RSL, play a bit of 2-up. We love that kind of stuff and to get around our veterans. But for tonight, we're going to sign off. Enjoy the footy this weekend. Enjoy Anzac Day. This is Skiddy on the Horse, and we'll see you Sunday night. This has been another episode of the Inside AFL Fantasy Show. We'll see you then.